everyone, it's Vinny Venom, and this is Getting Into the Business, the music business. That is episode 25. I am Vinny Venom, your host, music producer, remixer, songwriter, record label owner, apparel owner, entrepreneur, and public figure. Let me start off by saying to everybody, thank you for all the love and the support I've been getting from so many people, not just in the US, but also overseas. Thank you for everyone that's now listening to my music and got to know my music and DMing me and telling me how much they're enjoying my music and telling me that they're sharing my music with other people like their friends, their family, and coworkers. Thank you so much. And all the DJs here and also overseas. Thank you, DJs like Dutch Mars, Peter Quest, John Hoffman, Dan Matthews, DJ Lex, DJ Akar, DJ Christian Aaron, and so many more. John D'Angelo. And if I'm missing anybody, thank you, all the DJs around the world that are playing my music. I appreciate it. Thank you, all the radio stations that are supporting me and my music. I appreciate it so much. So let me talk about what I'm going to be talking about. As you can see, my artwork for my graphics for this video, episode 25, you'll see TikTok, and you're like, hey, Vin, why are you talking about TikTok? So I'm going to tell you from my experience on TikTok and other people that I got to know on TikTok and people that I know that got pretty well known on TikTok. Is it a good platform to debut your music? Absolutely. Anything that is present at the time and people are gravitating to it is definitely something that you definitely want to be involved in and definitely want to do stuff. And how do you engage with people? Well, sorry, my mouth went dry. You have to do good content. You have to put out good music. There's so many people that put out music. There's so many people that put out things that they do, like hobbies, and that people find interesting. Anything that anyone will find interesting, and whatever time of the day that they have, they're going to go on this platform and they're going to check it out and see what it brings to them at that moment. It might bring them laughter, it might bring them knowledge, it might bring them something that they didn't know on what they do, and it made something easier for them. There's people that do impressions, there's people that they dance, there's people that do DJ sessions. So you get to see a little bit of both worlds of what's going on in this world. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great thing. It's a great platform. Anything that's going to showcase your talent and get yourself noticed is always going to be good for you. Um, but you have to figure out for yourself what's going to be that platform for you. What's going to be that niche that's going to let everybody, go to your video that you put out every day. There's people that I know on here that are doing videos on a regular basis. Maybe they do like 5 or 8 videos a day because they have that audience that they always constantly want to see new material. So could you be one of those people? Absolutely. Anything in this world is possible, right? I always tell people you just have to do your homework. Listen, I started out as a music producer and no one knew who I was. Why? Because there's so many other people out there that are doing the same thing that I'm doing, right? And how do you make it where you get noticed? You have to keep it interesting. You have to approach it in a different way, right? Look at what's out there and look what maybe might be missing from what's out there right now, and try to connect to what is out there and what is missing, and try to relate to it and try to make something present. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's my interpretation from it to you guys and girls. But this is the outcome that you have to do. You have to create something that's going to get noticed from so many people that they're gonna tune in every single day and watch it like it's something that they're watching on TV. And that's what's happening with TikTok. There's a lot of people that are getting noticed. A lot of people are getting so much notice that a lot of people are noticing that they're getting such an attention from everyone, and people are on the attention span on those people and what they create, characters that they create, or people that they become on TikTok, that they want them to sponsor or do ads for their business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody says to me, hey, Vin, how could I make this into a business? How could this become my livelihood? How could this become anything that I could be doing on a regular basis and maybe possibly leave that job that I don't like working there. I've been working there too long. I haven't seen myself go up the ladder. I've seen other people go up the ladder that's been there less than me. How do I go about doing that, Vin? How do I make that happen? Question: how do I make it happen? You are the only one that can make it happen. Everyone has a destiny, right? But the trick is you have to fulfill that destiny and make it happen for yourself. Nobody's going to do anything for you. If you're going to think that somebody's going to do something for you, you're going to have to pay them. It's going to be a service. And that's what these people do on a regular basis because that's what they get paid for. But if you have to do something and it's your thing that you want to do and want to create, no one else could do it but yourself. What do when people say to me, "Hey, how do I start?" The first thing I should start. Well, the first thing you should start doing is what are you good at? And how could you increase that by showing it to other people, you know? I'll do videos of me creating music that's my own music, right? That's the other thing too. You have to be really careful about putting other people's music on there. As you notice, TikTok has music that you guys could pick. Like my music's on there also. So if you want to play my music on one of your skits or videos or whatever, you could type in my name, Vinny Venom, and you can play it because I'm on TikTok. I'm getting paid from TikTok from my music being on there. My distributor allows me to be on TikTok because they have the platform that one of the platforms is TikTok for social media. So you have the option now to use my music on there and play it in your videos, dance to your videos, play it on one of your sets or whatever. But if you don't have that permission, then you shouldn't do it because then you'll get in trouble from it. So you always have to make sure what you're going to do, is it going to interfere or conflict on what you're trying to do, and is it going to make a problem for you in the future or in the present? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I always say. Always do your homework. Always make sure when you do something that you follow the channels that you're supposed to. Because if you don't, there's going to be an outcome from it that's not going to be good for you. It's going to push you back instead of going you make you go forward. So and that's the trick. The trick is we all have to go forward. We can't go backwards. And a lot of people don't understand that and they try to, do the easy way, take the shortcut. And the shortcut always brings you backwards instead of forwards. So always do your own work, analyze things before you even attempt to even do it. Because if you do it the wrong way, there's going to be setbacks at the end of the day. And yes, you can make this your livelihood, almost 100%. If you want something done and you want it done and you want to do a great job at it, see what everybody else is doing, right? And then see what you can do and try to interpret that stuff, but with your own information. I'm sorry, with your own information that you're doing. And that could make something beautiful come out of it. You know what I'm saying? Look at what everybody else is, but don't do what everybody else is doing because you don't want to be a person that's going to be cloning yourself to someone else because that's not going to work out for you because there already is that person. So try to emulate yourself and try to see what that person do, but implement yourself as that person that you're coming out as your own being, not someone else's becoming that person because it's going to be not good because people already have that person. They always tune into that person, and they see what that person's doing. And then you're doing it is not going to do good for you because they're like, hey, look, he's doing the same thing that this person's doing. What is this guy thinking? You know what I mean? I already watched this guy doing this. Why do I need him to see that? So always be original, always be unique, always be that person that's going to start a trend that everyone's going to follow and everybody's going to enjoy following it without no setbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that everybody doesn't understand. You have to be your own self. You can't just create something else. The thing is, if you're gonna be somebody else, that means you're becoming that person in a movie, right? Or you're getting paid to become that person, and you're gonna do the best of knowledge and your ability to become that person for that movie or that TV show. You know what I mean? Or a commercial or whatever you're trying to do to implement you becoming this person. Otherwise, you have to be your own self. Same thing when you do a remix, you're taking it out intake of what you believe the remix, you're using the vocals of that artist, but you're coming up with your own impression and imprint of what you believe how the song should go in your mind to those vocals. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, say, I'm going to take the shortcut. And the shortcut never works out, honestly, from my opinion, because I've seen a lot of people take shortcuts. And at the end of the day, there's always a dead end, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere or another. So you have to be that smart person and say to yourself, I could accomplish anything I want to do in life. I just have to do it. And I have to just do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about failing because, like I said in the past, failing is a great thing because when you fail at something, it's giving you an understanding that you're stopping at what you're doing because there's a little problems in certain sections of your idea that you have to fix. But once you fix those ideas, then there won't be no more mistakes and you could go on your way. Not everybody knows everything all the time. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. Some people do. There are some people that, read a lot. That's why I always tell people you should read a lot. Read and watch videos that are going to bring knowledge to you and make you understand things more clearly and figure out for yourself what you might be doing wrong and fixing out all those problems and addressing them and then going forward on what you're doing. That's why before I do something, I always do my homework, right? I'm actually going to take this show to the next level. I'm going to start doing probably phone interviews for now, maybe Zoom ones also, but we'll see. We'll take it one step at a time, little by little. We're not going to just, go full force and then make mistakes, because I already know I'm going to make mistakes. So let me just start slow and progress from it and see where we go from there and then take it from there and see what the next step is because I don't want to bite too much then I can't chew, you know what I'm saying? Because then it's going to be a problem. So I'd rather start small and then work my way up as you can see. I didn't know half of this stuff that I do on a regular basis that everybody sees, like this video graphics that you're seeing that I'm doing right now. I'm learning more things as I go. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at more things that are new, understanding what might make my things work better for me, than it wasn't working. Not that it wasn't working good before, but I want to just be up to date and just do things a little bit better. Because when you keep things interested for people, people like to tune in and like to watch what your next move is. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't understand that. Like I always say, quality, quantity, and consistency is the key. You know what I'm saying? You have to put out quality work, consistency, and you have to put out a lot of it. But what you put out, you have to make sure what you're putting out is going to be good quantity, not bad quantity. You know what I'm saying? And quality, both. So, is it hard? Everybody says, is it hard doing what you're doing, Vin? Yeah, everything in life is hard. You have to just do it. You're not going to learn. You're not going to be that person. There are those people that, have the ability to get on something and they knock it out right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? But then there's people that don't. They have to be on it for a week, a month. What do you care as long as you know it backwards and forwards and it's going to benefit you in whatever you're trying to do in your work. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always learn, on the job training is the best thing. Get something, start off slow, see the mistakes that you're making. And honestly, look at all these YouTube videos. There's people showing tutorials about everything nowadays. And if you don't get it from one person, you'll get it from someone else. And what I always say is, and I always do this, and I'm not saying you to do this, but it's a good thing to do because the person is helping you on that tutorial. If that person is giving you knowledge and information on what you're trying to do and making your life easier, then subscribe to that person's channel. DM that person, leave a comment, tell that person, hey, I enjoyed your show. I got so much out of it. I like hearing what you had to say. Um, I learned so much, and I'm just letting you know I subscribe to your channel, and I also liked your channel because I got a lot of input out of it. Thank you for being on this platform because you helped me a lot. that person is going to be so grateful, and that's going to give that person the opportunity to mention you and say, hey, listen, I just checked my comments and I got a wonderful message from a new subscriber, a new fan of my stuff that I do, and he got a lot out of it, and he told me how much he enjoyed it and what he learned from it. That made me feel good. That made me feel that what I'm doing it for a reason. So that's a great thing to do. And and if somebody does that to you, you do the same thing. That's why I'm saying, if you like my information and what I'm giving you on my channel, definitely subscribe, like, comment, and definitely share, because that's the reason why we all do these things, is to give knowledge and acknowledgement to people that are trying to do this but are stuck or don't know the first step to what they need to do to make this go underway. And a lot of people don't, not everybody knows everything at the start. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to make some mistakes. The obstacles have to come before they even find out the first step on whatever doing. I have a lot of people saying to me, hey, what you do, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's too much work. Too much work. It looks too technical. It looks too time consuming. It would blow my mind away. I would get nervous. I would just quit. I can't do that. I don't have the patience. I don't do this. This is not for me. You know. See, this is what I'm talking about. You didn't even give it a chance to even try. You can't say that. I'm not saying you shouldn't say that, but I'm just saying give it a chance. You know what I mean? Don't just say off the bat, out of the gate, you're gonna just say, I can't do this. Everything in this world, nobody knows how to do. It just takes time. Like, you start a job and you don't know it. Somebody sometimes teaches you. Another worker, is your guidance and showing you the ropes on what you have to do for that job title or whatever you're trying to do. Giving you a little bit of help on the way, and that helps. But you can't just say off the bat, I can't do this. This is so time consuming. But I understand not everybody is fit for doing one job. That's understandable. But if it's something that you want to do, this is a big question. If it's something that you want to do and you truly want to do it and you want to give it 100% at what you're trying to do, then look into it. Try to find out information that's going to help you grow and accomplish that. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you don't have the ability or whatever, there's tons of videos, there's tons of people teaching you stuff, from music, from graphics, from animation, from dancing, from architect, from food, from remixes. There's so many people out there that just said, I'm gonna just do videos to show people what I do and what I love to do. And I want to show other people, maybe they want to do this, and how I got started doing this, and how easy it is to do. If you find the time to just sit back and watch these videos, you're definitely going to learn. I learned so much from so many people. It's mind blowing, honestly. And I try to learn more and more every day. I try to push the envelope more and more every day, because that's how this is. This the system works. This world works. We want to be up to date. We want to learn stuff. We want to figure out things more and more that's going to help us on our day-to-day activities. You know what I mean? Because technology changes all the time. And everybody says to me, well, technology changes, you have to change with technology. Is that true? Yes, it is, because if you're doing something that's out of date, people are going to tell you. I've noticed that tons and tons of time. People come up to me and say, hey, that's pretty out of date. You know what I mean? Then nobody's doing that anymore. But realize something, that things that are outdated eventually come back. So you have to be up to date in times too. So don't just take that word for that and just go on to that situation of the topic. Don't just think that, oh, it's outdated. How many times that you see clothes come back? There's clothes, there's the 70s look, then there's the 80s look, then there's the 90s look. There's so many things that come to vary that people don't understand. But you have to do what you believe is going to do good for you, and what you believe is going to make you happy. At the end of the day, everyone needs to be happy. Everybody needs to be happy. That's something everybody says, and we need to be happy. So you got to do something that's going to be happy. Like someone said to me years ago, if you find something you're good at and you enjoy doing it, you're going to be happy doing it for the rest of your life. And that's true. Some people sometimes, life turns out different for them. They set out to do one thing in life and they end up doing something else for their life, and that ends up being their wonderful thing that they enjoy doing. So they're happy doing it and they're content, and that's it. That's their livelihood now. They're happy doing. They love going to work. They don't consider it work for them. They consider it, fun, and that's a great thing because I always ask questions, and don't be afraid to not ask questions. You know what I mean? Because not everybody knows everything, and don't be afraid to let people know that you don't know certain things, because they're not going to think bad of you. That's the thing, is like, oh, people are going to think I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're doing, so you have to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you're going to do things wrong or not do things right at all. you know um it's hard to do things and trying to figure out things. My thing is, like I said, I was doing too much things at one time, and it was getting too consuming, uh and time consuming for myself, and it took away of a lot of stuff from me. So I've been watching other people and watching how they work, a lot of entrepreneurs, and they say, well, we work 4 hours a day, and in those 4 hours we put in the most things that we need to get done, that we're going to be content of getting done, and we could go on with our lives doing everything else, enjoying our family, paying our bills, watching a movie, because then we took care of all that information that we needed to do for what we do on a regular basis. If you're a video creator, if you're doing TikTok videos, whatever, just find those 4 hours a day. I'm not saying everybody should do that, but I'm just saying what I'm doing and what other people have taught me to do, because I got it. I was burning myself out. You can't just do so much, because eventually you're going to burn yourself out. And I'm a perfect example of that, because that's what was happening to me from me doing that. You know what I mean? So concentrate 4 hours out of your day and figure out what you're going to do in those 4 hours. And honestly, if you need to write it down so you don't forget, and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do for this 30 minutes. This is what I'm going to do for this other 30 minutes. So this is what I got done for this hour. Now I'm going to do what I'm going to do for this 30 minutes, what I'm going to do for the other 30 minutes. And that's 2 hours right there. Okay. And then you're going to do another 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. That's 3 hours. Then another 30 minutes. That's 4 hours. So 4 hours of my day, I did what I needed to do. I got it done. I'm happy. I could go on and move on and do the rest of my day on what I got to do. Life is one thing that we have. I mean, and time is the one thing that we have, that we don't have much of it. We think we have a lot of time, but how many times in life that you see yourself, you're getting older, and say, hey, man, I'm getting older. I'm not getting any younger anymore. Time is, father time is on its way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the youngest person that I was before. I don't feel the same way like I did before. I don't have the energy like I had before. You're getting older. Time takes toll on everybody. You know what I'm saying? We don't perform the same way. We don't look the same way. We try to make ourselves, but it's part of life. It's the circle of life. This is what it is. You could eat better, you could take care of yourself better, but time is always going to be moving on just with you. So that's what I always tell people. Try to do anything and everything that you want to get done in those 4 hours, and try to get it done. And if you can't get it done, that's not a bad thing either. Just get done as much as you believe you need to get done, and honestly, you'll sleep better, and you'll see things a little bit different for you than they were before, from my experience. You don't want to burn yourself out, because when you burn yourself out, then you're taking yourself out of the page right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand these things, and I understand these things the hard way instead of the good way. You know what I mean? I got to know these things because I was doing so much. I was doing 20 things at a time, and getting done 20 things at a time. And then eventually I was noticing, and honestly, when you do too much, honestly, you're concentrating on too many things, and that's when you make mistakes. So, from my good experiences, less is better. Even with music, you know what I mean? I get a lot of producers that send me their material, and they'll send me stuff, and it's so impacted and so congested with so many things going on. you can't hear what's going on in the story of the music. You know what I'm saying? Everybody says to me, how do I make a song, Vin? Well, it's like anything else. It's like cooking, making a movie. You have to have a plot. You have to have a villain. You have to have an outcome. You have to have it's very simple. It's telling a story. If it doesn't tell a story, people are gonna get confused and they're not gonna just want check out the story. They're gonna just move on to another story. It's like everything else. Less is better. If you're working on music, try to incorporate what you have already and bring it out more. Okay. That if because I know that's the problem that a lot of people do. Especially with dance music, they try to do so many things that are going to just blow people's minds, but it takes people away from the main objective of what needs to get done. That's the problem. If you have an anthem and you have a lead, you know, follow that out with other things besides another lead on top of it or another sound that's going to take away from that anthem lead, because that's the main key of your song is that anthem lead melody, you know? Um and I get a lot of people and I say to them, I said, listen, if you're going to send me your material, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be pushing and saying something that it's not. I'm not going to, because that'll be dishonesty to you or dishonesty to me. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to let you know right off the bat if it's garbage or if it's amazing and if it's mind blowing. Listen, when I hear something and I see that it sounds mind blowing, then I'll let you know it's mind blowing. I'm saying, wow, you got some amazing stuff. Could I hear more? Because then I'm interested. You got me. You got me caught on the hook. You know, I'm that fish right now that I'm caught on the hook and I'm struggling because you got me. That's it, plain and simple. So I want to see what else you have, what other bait you have to give me to let me see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But then I get a lot of producers that send me stuff and it's not there yet. You know, then I'm not saying they're not good, but it's not there yet. You're not there yet. You're not at the point where you could start saying that you're going to be at Ultra or uh, Wonderland and all these other big venture venues all over the world. You can't say that because you're not up there yet. You're not at that point. It's going to take years. I actually spoke to one person the other day, not even from here, from Germany. Good stuff. But I said to the person, I said, honestly, my opinion, and you want my opinion. That's why you contacted me. Most likely, that's why you reached out to me. He said, yes. He goes, I respect your music. I like your music. You're a very well known producer, remixer, not only from me, but a lot of people that I know, have speak highly of you. I said, so I want your interpretation of my work. I said, it's good, but it's not amazing. It's not mind blowing. I said, you have to be, honestly, maybe in another 4 years or just constantly work. I mean, try to. I gave him a diagram of things that could be better, things that needed to be fixed, things that don't work together. So I said, anytime you want to send me stuff to check it out, my ears, I'm there for you. I will give you my input. And if that's going to help you on your way, that's my idea helping you. And I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. That's why I said on this show, if anyone has music that they want to let me hear, send it to me. I will check it out. All right. Any music that you send to me, always, I'm going to tell you, not just because of me or anyone else, make sure that it's copywritten, SR. If it's some material that you're gonna approach it to a label or someone on the radio, whatever, always copyright your stuff. Do an SR and a PA form. I look at my other episode, and there's an episode on that topic, telling you what's the difference and what's the meaning of a copyright. Just go to my other shows and you'll show you what I'm talking about instead of getting into it right now. But anything you send me, make sure it's copywritten or it's SR and PA both. So I can check it out and I'll tell you and I'll give you my impression of what I believe I like about it and what I don't like about it. So I could be honest as I can be with you, because that's the only way I want to be with someone, because people were like that with me in the beginning and they were being honest with me, and that made me work harder at what I needed to fix and what I needed to, recreate to make it better than where it was. You know what I'm saying? So don't take criticism as a bad thing. Take it as a good thing, and it's going to help you on your way. If you enjoyed this show and you like this show and you got a lot out of this show, definitely subscribe, like, comment, and share. I really appreciate it. Leave your comments on the bottom. I always contact them and always get back to people. Or shoot me an email at vinnyvenom@gmail, and I will check you out on the next one. This is Vinny Venom getting into the business, the music business, that is episode 25. I will see you on episode 26. Take care. Be well.
Beatcutterz music. Beatcutterz music.
I didn't make a good enough I can hear the sound, I can hear the beat. A new day has dawned on me. Oh. I know that you like